Good morning. I am back for my weekend. It was a lovely weekend with my family. I really enjoyed it. It helped me just to feel refreshed and ready to dive into my work week. I had promised you on Friday that I would say hello again on Monday morning. And I wanted to kind of give you an update on where I disappeared to, and why I disappeared for a few months. The important thing for the takeaway, I think, with this video, when I'm kind of recapping about my life and what happened, is that sometimes for your own personal sanity, I guess, um, you kind of have to take a step back and just reset and refocus, think about, okay, what was my goal? Where do I want my life to go? And how can I better accomplish these goals? And that's kind of what I had to do. When I first started making videos for you, talking about Bryce and his program, by the way, he is still amazing. He is still my cheerleader in my back corner, helping me with my business. And I truly appreciate knowing he's always there for me, even when I have to disappear for a little bit. Is my life took a pretty drastic turn back last late summer, fall, where my mom suddenly got extremely ill. We still don't know what caused it exactly. We have theories, but we'll never know exactly what caused it. And it landed her in the hospital for a very long time. And from the hospital, she went to rehab to rebuild her strength. From there, she was able to go back home. And then she had to continue outpatient therapy until she just recently was released from that. So the good news is my mom is living independently again, and she's getting stronger every day. Just because she's released from physical therapy, it doesn't mean she's going to stop working on getting her strength fully back from her, her illness, her and injury that resulted from it. So during that time, I had a lot of family responsibility that fell on me because I was there helping with my mom. I have siblings. They also were there, support and helping. And when something that major happens to your family, and you have the ability to step in and help them through a difficult situation, I think it's very important for you to take that step, because you will never forgive yourself if you don't. um family is very important, and you do need to take care of them. So during that time, I kind of put myself on hold. I worked my business, I took care of the clients I did have, but I wasn't like going full throttle trying to build this business like I had originally planned. After I got everything started to settle down with my mom's situation, I ended up sick myself, and I was extremely sick for almost a month. I went to a few different health professionals, and they all said, you need to figure out how to de-stress and manage stress better. Otherwise, I am going to end up a lot sicker. So I had to kind of take a step back and allow my body to heal, allow my mind to heal from all the stress I'd been under, so that I could come back and hit the ground running again. The project that Bryce and I have been talking about is still there. And the good news is I am feeling good again, and I'm able to actually go forward with our plans, which has me so excited, because one of the things I absolutely love doing is I love helping people, whether it be business owners that need me to help with their bookkeeping, because they're just too crazy busy. They're building their empire and they don't want to be worried about the monthly or even daily tasks of what bookkeeping entails. um I love being part of that. I love going, hey, look, we have this over here. What's your reasoning here? Or they'll come and say, hey, we have this plan for our business. We think we want to do this. What do you think that would do to our numbers? Being involved in my client's business like that and getting to help them improve, I love it. It makes me happy, and it makes me enjoy my work. I'm not saying bookkeeping and tax preparing is always going to be easy and is always going to be fun and I'm always going to be enjoying my job. No, that's not realistic, right? There's no such thing as a perfect job where every single day goes perfectly and you love your work every single day. That doesn't happen. But the fact that I found a profession where I love my job 90% of the time, to me, that's a miracle. That's amazing. So that helps me keep going. I also really enjoy tax preparation. And I know I have friends that are like, you're crazy. Nobody should like taxes. It's not fun. But when I can take my clients or a family member or a friend's tax information and I put it all together and I'm like, okay, so what about this? Do you think you have such and such expense? Okay, well, what about this? Do you think does this scenario fit you? Can we possibly get you this deduction and this credit? And to watch their amount owed kind of, I'm not saying I can make it go to zero. I mean, that's an impossible dream, but to be able, even if it's just to save them $100 on taxes or a couple thousand, that makes me ecstatic. Sometimes I can't do it. Sometimes it isn't in the cards and there's no more deductions and credits to take. And I'm like, sorry, here's the ugly bill we have to worry about. But now let's look at next year. Let's look at how you're set up for going forward. So that way next year we're not in this pickle where, oh my goodness, there's this huge tax bill and I just plan to do this with my business and I have quarterlies coming up. Let's kind of keep that at bay and being able to help them see a light at the end of the tunnel. That makes me happy. So even though I was not able to talk with you guys and make these videos, I still was very much involved with my clients and helping them through their different situations. Being a bookkeeper is an interesting job. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't mean I'll always keep the clients I have now. Maybe their situation changes. Maybe they retire. Maybe somebody buys out their business and good because they made the money they wanted from it. So it's not always like a happy-go-lucky, I'm going to always make a ton of money. But what I can say is the help I received from Bryce and his coaching me prior to my life going topsy-turvy and turning upside down is the fact that if you learn how to properly market your business and you know how to properly find those business owners that need your help, then you won't have to worry. I guess the biggest thing for me is I'm not looking to become a millionaire. I'm not looking to have an empire and be rich or even famous for that matter. My goal with owning my own business is that I am able to help support my family's income enough to where I don't have to worry about how to pay my monthly bills, how to put food on the table for my family, and I still have enough left over to do something fun. Which brings me to what I had. One of the things I did while I was gone. There's a couple of really exciting things that did happen, even though I was going through all the stress and all these different challenges when I wasn't around. A couple of really cool things happened. One of them was we were sitting, my husband and I were sitting on our couch and we were talking, and it was when I was starting to feel better. I still wasn't 100%. And I was like, I'm done. I need to recharge. I need to just go away and disappear for like a week and just be with the family and totally relax and not have to think about anything, business, family, bills, nothing. We looked at our finances, and for the first time since having kids, so first time in 14 years, we started looking at taking the family on a vacation, a real vacation, not a weekend here or pull the camper there type vacation, but get on a plane and fly to where there's no snow and there's ocean and sunshine. And we were able to afford to take my kids to Cabo. We went to Cabo and we were there for 5 days. We didn't have to plan it for forever and a day. We were able to actually afford to do this. Now, I'm not saying we went all out. We did do a lot of bargain hunting, and price checking and matching. And we actually ended up at an amazing all-inclusive resort in Cabo. And it was right on the stretch of ocean where every day I got to watch the wells jumping, whether it be when I got up early and got a cup of coffee at the hotel cafe and went walking on the beach for sunrise with my husband, or throughout the day as we're shopping from the vendors on the beach and we get to see them go by, or maybe it was at sunset. Oh my goodness, there were some amazing sunsets. My kids had a blast. We took them snorkeling in the ocean. You can't just go swimming in Cabo. You have to go to a safe area. But we did that. I got to go swimming with the dolphins with my daughter, which has always been a dream of mine, is to swim with dolphins. My husband got to take our son with deep sea fishing. This was possible because my business is making money, right? It's making enough to where we had enough put in savings that we were able to buy these plane tickets and buy, and it wasn't a full week, I'm not gonna lie. We were there about 5 days, but it was enough to where we all came back feeling refreshed, reset, and ready to tackle life again. How amazing is that? First time in 14 years. And this is because my business started taking off because I listened to Bryce and his advice about how to get more business, how to get it coming in, and how to price it and how to market it. I got to take my family on a vacation. The other really cool thing that has happened is I was looking at my account and I was looking at our family budget, and we were so close to paying off my husband's truck. Now, we do not have new vehicles. We have older vehicles for a couple of reasons. One, when we bought them, we could make the payments, but we definitely weren't sitting in as good of a financial situation as we are right now. But we didn't break the bank, so we went with older vehicles. My Suburban has been paid off for a while now, but we still had a payment on his truck, and we had about a $5,000 balance on it. And I'm sitting there just recently looking at my bank account. I'm like, I can write a check for this, and it's not going to drain my account. I'll still have money in the bank, and we will own our vehicles free and clear. No car payments. I wrote a check. I paid off my husband's truck. It was amazing. It was like the best feeling ever. And we're both like, wow, now we're almost debt free. We still like to have a good time and play, but we don't go crazy with spending money. And because of that, we were able now to have 2 vehicles and no car payments. And that is the best feeling. Now, sometimes I do look at newer vehicles and I'm like, oh, look at the new features there. Oh, it would be so nice to have this. But my Suburban, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an older vehicle. You do maintenance on it and it'll last. I have at least another 100,000 miles it can last. So I'm okay with that. And by not getting that money, that monthly car payment, I'm going to be able to take my family on another vacation soon. So all this is made possible because I'm following instructions from my coach. And it is such a good feeling that we have this opportunity, we have this capability of living this lifestyle. Now, one thing that I know I have to really be careful with and pay attention to for myself is I have the tendency to become a workaholic. Before I quit my office job, I was working, a full-time job. And a lot of times I had overtime because the owner was dealing with some family emergencies and I didn't mind picking up the slack. The problem with me is when I start to work that much, that's just kind of the rhythm I get into, and it's really hard for me to pull back. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to have more freedom to be there and be involved with them, to homeschool them. And that's, the big push that caused us to take the leap of faith and me quit my office job that was steady income to build my own business. And so being that tendency to be a workaholic, I really have to pay attention to how I'm handling my business, because I am not going to work 60 or even 40 hours a week in my business because my focus is on my family. I want to keep it, 30, maybe 35 hours a week, give me the flexibility to take them to appointments, to take them to fun things during the week. oh, we want to go and see grandma for a week. Absolutely. I'll bring my computer with me. I won't be working all the time, but I'll be able to work a few hours here and there, but be able to have my kids with me to see my mom, check on her, have fun with her. And that is an amazing feeling, even without killing myself, working myself to death as a full-time or even overtime job, keeping it at a minimal hours. I'm still having this financial freedom to be able to give my kids things that my parents couldn't afford to give me because of the economy back in my day when I was their ages and growing up, which is nothing wrong. I mean, my parents did an amazing job to create memories for me, so I don't regret that at all. But being able to have enough in the bank to cover my monthly bills and then do fun things with my kids is the best feeling in the world. And that's really where my focus is, well, yes, I still have the capacity to take on clients. Yes, I still want to help people. I want to help people figure out the best way to reach their financial goals, to reach their business goals. I love it. I don't have to have that, a ton of work piled on me to make my life happen. And in the end, that's what's important to me. I love working. I love my own business, but I love my family more. So one of the things that Bryce had me doing in the early part of my starting up with his program was he had me doing a letter campaign. And I know that sounds like very old fashioned. Oh my goodness, in this day and age of technology, why would I invest in letterhead and send out a bunch of letters with me actually signing every single one? It was a letter campaign. And there's this the state I live in, it's not very populated. It's very spread out, smaller communities. And so there are certain counties that I know were struggling with the need for bookkeepers and accountants and tax preparers. So I did a letter campaign to this county. And I probably spent $150, maybe $200 for this letter campaign. And I just kind of blitzed it with as many business addresses as I could find. And so let's say I spent $200 on this campaign, which isn't a ton. But when you're not sure what your return on your investment is going to be, you kind of go, okay, was this a waste of money? I actually got a job from that letter campaign. And it wasn't like a new reoccurring monthly job, but it was a $2,100 job. So I spent $200 in this campaign and I got back a $2,100 job. And to me, that was an amazing return on my investment, because I didn't have to spend a ton of money to get that business. So that was really cool. The other thing is we try, bookkeepers like me, we try to find referral partners, partnerships that will benefit both the CPA and the bookkeeper themselves, maybe taking on the overflow for the bookkeeping clients. Maybe they need cleanups for tax season, whatever it is, or like, hey, I have capacity. I'd love to partner with you and help you. Can we talk? I'm not kidding you. I have blitzed CPA offices all over the country. In zones. I guess I should say I've been doing zoning. Let's hit this area, then we'll hit this area. I don't know how many thousands of letters I sent out. At least 1,000, I should say. And I was finally like, oh, I'm done. This is not getting me anywhere. I am done. I am over this. I'm going to refocus on a different avenue. And this is why I'm not feeling good, by the way. Well, I kind of forgot about all these letters I sent out. And just recently, about a month ago, yeah, it was about a month ago, I get an email out of the blue from a CPA across the country from me going, I need your help. I have clients that need bookkeeping. I'm no longer offering bookkeeping. We're solely going to be tax preparers. And I have some that desperately need help. Can we get on a conference call? We set up a time. It was during tax season, so Like he had to cancel and wanted to reschedule, and I couldn't reschedule that day because I was booked. So we finally was able to meet on a time. And he goes, we talk, and he goes, I want you to be my bookkeeper that I refer everybody to. And within a 2-week stretch, he had sent me a number of referrals. Not all of them found out, obviously, because sometimes it just isn't going to work that way. You know, you just don't mesh, you don't click. So you don't want to work with somebody you don't click with, especially if you're, you know, trusting them with your finances. That's fine. It's business. I don't take it personal. But I did get a new bookkeeping client out of it. And that was really exciting to me because I'm like, okay, all the hard work we put into this letter campaign wasn't in vain. It is amazing now because now I have a bookkeeping client that I am helping. She has big plans for her business, and I get to help her reach those goals that she is setting for herself. And to me, that's exciting. And then I got another startup company that's like, hey, we may want some cleanup and some training. Can you help us? Absolutely. Is it a moneymaker? You know, it'll make me some money. It's not going to make me, you know, a huge profit margin, but that's okay because I'm helping a startup that has a great business idea get off the ground and potentially make those business owners' dreams come true. I'm happy to do that. I'm excited to do that. So sometimes it just seems like you're spinning your wheels and you just don't know what you're going to get out of it. And you're not sure where to go. And you're like, fine, I give up. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm frustrated. There's no point to it. I'm getting returned letters. And then this gem drops in your lap and you are so excited. It's all that work doesn't matter anymore. I'm ready to go and send out more letters to see who else I can help because that is what makes my job so great. Another thing that was amazing that happened while I was disappeared behind the scenes is I actually had the opportunity to help out a fellow student of Bryce's. I got to subcontract work from this amazing person to help her out. Granted, I started during tax season, so I'm not as helpful as I want to be for her. But now that tax season's over, I'm going to be getting on the phone and going, okay, let's get a game plan going. Tell me exactly how these things need to be handled and let's get running because that way she can grow her business and she can make her dreams come true and I can help without overloading myself, but I'm still helping somebody else out, all because we met each other inside of Bryce's program. And now we have this relationship that is amazing and I love it. And so I guess the takeaway from my ramblings, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm excited. A lot has gone on is sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, it takes a while to actually see your hard work paying off. There's no magic pill. There's no secret weapon you can unleash on your business to have overnight success. That kind of success is not lasting. To build this successful business and the lifestyle you want, you got to invest your time and your energy. And it's a long-term investment, right? We're not day traders here. It's a long-term investment and you just got to stick with it. You got to keep your goals in front of you. If you need to reset and take a step back and go, okay, I've got this. That's fine. Take a step back and reset, but don't stop working. You've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep working because if you allow that reset to become a permanent mindset, you're not going to reach your goals. So having somebody beside you or backing you, my husband's been very supportive to me in my business, which I love because you having that support there from your partner is so very important. But then also having somebody who's in the business with you, who's done it himself, who's had that struggle and knows how he was able to overcome those trials in his own business. And so he can help you overcome those trials. You need both types of support. You need your cheerleaders from your family and your friends, but then having that business partner that can help you overcome these mountain obstacles that maybe your family have no idea how to help you with. That is important. Sorry, that's a phone call that's coming in, but I will be back with more information in a little bit. Sorry about that. Completely forgot that I was expecting a phone call. But I'm back now. Anyways, I can't quite remember where I left off with the recording. However, that doesn't matter. The message is still the same. You have to push through the hard parts of your business. It's not going to be, rainbows and sunshine every single day. You're going to have those rainy days. You're going to have blizzards at times in your business, and that's okay. That's part of the process. I mean, if you kind of stop and think about it, how boring would it be if every single day went perfectly the way you planned it and you never had a challenge thrown your way? I don't know. I think for me that I might get a little bit complacent in my business then, and I wouldn't have this drive, this need to push forward. Having those challenges, obviously it makes your business harder to run or to grow or to reach your destination in your journey along this road. But having those challenges lets you know you're alive. It lets you know that you have a brain to use in your business. Um, but that's why it's key. It's so important to have those people supporting you, standing there by your side. And it's just, I'm really truly excited when I get to be that person for a business owner, for my clients, or even my family and friends. I love being that person that can be like excited for you and pushing you to reach your goals, your destinations, and how can I help you? And so when you find a person like that, latch on, don't let them go, make them a part of your journey. So I know that you may be wondering, is she going to fizzle out and disappear again or burrow into a hole? Yes, I'm not going to lie. I'm not. I've been known in the past by my family when I'm under extreme stress to kind of withdraw into myself and try and process it myself and figure it out myself. But I've been personally working on not doing that by being present in the moment and not becoming this recluse during hard times. So my goal here is to not disappear again, even if I'm having a bad day, to push through and talk with you, because that's, if I truly want to help people, you have to see the hard times as well as the good times, right? So I'm back now and I'm truly excited on where my journey is going to take me next and how I get to help you on your journey. Or if I get to help you, maybe you just like to laugh at me. That's fine. I get laughed at a lot and I'm okay with it. But either way, I'm happy you're going to come along for the ride and we can see where we go from here. I will be trying to make videos frequently enough to where I'm going to be learning more and figure out more on my road to the final destination, I guess, of where I want my business to end up. But I'm going to be learning, and as I learn and as I have these new aha moments, I'm going to be sharing them with you. So I'm super excited that I get to have this opportunity. Never in a million years did I picture myself as this person who would be online talking to you. I generally shy away from the camera. I usually refuse to be in front of the camera. This is a new me. And I want to thank you for making it possible and being there to support me. So I really look forward to seeing where this takes me and how I get to help you. I hope you have a wonderful week and that you overcome any struggles you are having in your business. And if you feel like you could use a cheerleader in your corner or somebody to help you figure out challenges, reach out. You'll be able to reach Bryce or myself, and we would love to be your partners to help you reach your journey and your destination from your journey, I guess. Anyways, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking with you again.